12-cent power, $46.64 per day profit, $54 if you had free power, an estimated 84-day ROI. Welcome to the Rabid YouTube channel, and things are about to get insane. All right, so if you haven't yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button, thumbs up, bell notification, and share this video around because we're about to blow your mind on what's going on here. Obviously, Zcash is seeing a pump. Bitmain is supposed to be releasing new miners. They're shipping now. So is that the reason for this? So let's take a look at this. This miner was previously selling for, just a couple months ago over $10,000, but now we can see some places have it as low as 958, as well as 3,700, 3,900, 4,200, and you can get even cheaper power here by going straight to this Terra hosting link and taking you straight to their website for inquiries. They can actually order this miner in for you and get it delivered straight to their facility and turned on for you, with pretty much, no hands-on from you at all. So nice, simple, and easy. But here we can see host your miner. So Terra hosting is, a great ASIC platform if you want to get things hosted, as well as purchase ASIC miners from as well at the hosting facility. But let's take a look at this. So Apex 2, for an example, $958. If we click on the buy button right here, coming into here, once it finally loads with my slow internet, and go to Z15, hit the search button, here we can see their prices. Now the Z15 Pro looks like for the May future batches, even though it's May right now, back order is saying $948. Now I don't know if this is just a placeholder or not, because the current batch is saying $4,700 here, but it is saying $948 for future. So that's super cheap, but will it stay like that? I have no idea. Now, all of these prices are obviously a lot cheaper than $10,000. Now, why are they so much cheaper now? Previously, there were no new miners. The reason Zcash and everything, and this is the whole trap that we kind of got going on here, is Zcash hash rates and everything maintain the same when the profitability kind of was coming. So here, if we look at all-time hash rate, we have an idea of how the network hash rate was going. And this is where the big boom came, and we can see what the hash rate is looking like. That it hit a certain peak and it did not go any higher. That's because these are all older miners. A year ago from now, even maybe 8 months ago, these miners were selling for only $50. That's pretty insane. $50. And then because there were no more, they're selling for over $10,000 because all of a sudden they became profitable. Bitmain came in and decided to make a whole bunch of new batches. And that's what we're seeing now. We're seeing the batches begin to ship, and we're seeing a pump in the Zcash price. Look at the past 1 week. It just exploded here as of about 2 days ago. So is this a Bitmain pump making it look like there's a lot more probability, and then obviously they just dump the coin and the probability drops? That seems to be the goal when it happens to the majority of new ASICs when they release. That's exactly what happened when Doge pumped back towards the end of 2024. It pumped up, the L9 released about a month prior, and then all of a sudden it tanked down to nothing. So could we be seeing the exact same thing here? Now, there was a recent post here from Red Panda Mining here, and it says, so as of today, about 5,000 Z15 Pros for mining Zcash have already come online, which is wild. Reseller batches have not even shipped out yet until next week, from what I've been told from 2 resellers. I'm guessing big farms in China have a hold of them already, or Bitmain themselves mining Zec. There's definitely more than 5,000 manufactured. Zcash has had a 64% gain in the past 7 days alone. So that's that 1 week we were looking at. And again, for Terra hosting, I do believe you can get power. These are the numbers quoted for Terra. It's around 8-cent power there to get much cheaper power. My numbers were all based at 12-cent power, which is my power cost, and obviously a lot more you guys out there have way more expensive power than that. But 5,000 of these miners, that does bring us out to be at 850 kilohash each. That is a total of 4.2 gigahash. If we put this number right here, 4,250,000 into our hash power calculator, for kilohash. This is in souls and stuff, but it still works out to kilohash when you do the whole thing, which is 4,250 megahash or 4.25 gigahash. So let's take a look at the network hash rate. And myself, I'm not really seeing that. Now in his post, he does show you this right here, 16.44 gigahash. So again, we're looking for about a 4.2 gigahash spike. But if we actually come in to here, I am not seeing that on the all-time. We can see it actually going down. We're currently sitting at only 11.5 now. So maybe it was just a quick spike from testing hash rates and stuff. But if we go to the 1 month, and this is something we got to look at, you know, even a month ago, we could see spikes upwards to 16.85 gigahash. There was one I had here. There's one at 17 gigahash. So obviously that's more than the 4.2 that we see here. But these spikes are normal for the algorithm, because what's going on here is just that the network difficulty and hash rate swings based on difficulty adjustment. So when the difficulty goes down, the hash rate actually goes up on the network because more blocks are being found. The same prime example is, say, you know, when I'm playing around with XMRig, I can actually turn my difficulty to my own node and stuff way down on a 7950X, which is originally supposed to be hashing around 22 kilohash. I can make it look like it's doing 1 mega hash just by, you know, adjusting the difficulty, and you're finding so many shares. That's kind of what's going on here with those hash rate fluctuations. It is a difficulty drop. So if we actually look into the more common thing, we're not seeing them online yet, but we're definitely going to. So remember, a 4.2 gigahash spike is somewhere coming in from about right here to right here. So we should see about this much of a hash rate swing, and it's pretty straight line here. So we're not seeing that yet, but it is definitely coming. And that's the major thing we got to keep in mind, is previously when this stayed profitable and it spiked and everyone was making so much money on these Zcash miners, that's because no other miners could get turned on. Now we have a whole bunch of batches that have been made and they are going to turn on. So we are going to see the network hash rate climb, profitability drop, unless that price keeps climbing. And if it doesn't, and it just, you know, drops down to nothing, then we could ultimately see next to zero profitability come out of these. So that's something you definitely got to keep in mind when mining Zcash, is this could be a major trap to get all your money. All right, so it pretty much does sum up this video. Where I'm getting all my data from is rabidmining.com and the crypto and AI profit calculator, which goes over anything from ASICs to GPUs, showing you GPUs also based on crypto as well as AI and what earns you the best and most amount of money. Still working on the CPU section here. A lot of work to be done here. But if we just look back at 12 cents here and take a look at our numbers, and this updates every 60 seconds based on current network conditions. So you're up to date on the latest numbers. And it looks like we already dropped down to $35 on the Z15 Pro. Something might have happened in the market somewhere. It'll be right back up because it happens so fast here. But coming into here, you know, everything, we have our cheapest prices, all non-scam links, verified and talked to everyone myself with my discount codes and everything. So you don't have to worry about getting scammed on eBay or Telegram or anything like that, as well as showing you, you know, your hosting platforms where you can mine the coin, where you can sell your coins, hardware wallet links, everything all in one place to make you crypto miners, you know, not have to look across the entire internet for all sorts of things. So link will be down in the description, but the overall here, guys, this thing is looking very profitable. There's a very highly good chance it will ROI this year, just like the INI box did. But the big unknown is this a Bitmain pump, and is the price going to crash in the next month or so? We are in that bear market, keep in mind, even though a lot of people are telling you it's a super cycle. I really don't think that is going to do anything. We are nowhere near any type of weird super cycle. That tends to happen every time something pumps. So be prepared for things to crash and burn. But again, hopefully something happens. It is crypto and we really have no idea until it actually happens. But if there's a Bitmain pump, be very careful. The hash rate is going to start coming up with new miners online, which we did not see before, and profits could tank fast. But if you get in quick, you might get a chance to ROI these miners and make a whole bunch of extra money on the side. That part is the gamble that we don't really know about. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section on the new miners, on the Zcash pump, at the same time that these miners are shipping, and what the numbers are currently looking like based on, some of the stats that we've seen. We're still watching that network. Don't see anything happening yet, but time will tell. Let me know in the comments. I'll see you on the next one. Rabid out.